Stand by to launch FanStream Sports.
3, 2, 1.
Let's start.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome to FanStream Sports.
Hello, everybody. Welcome into another edition of From the Rough. It's America's favorite golf podcast right here on FanStream Sports. I'm IndyCarTim. That guy over there, I got it right the first time. Look at that.
You did it right. No way.
PGA of America member, Mr. John Gerber, right over there. Hello, Johnny. How is you?
Hey, buddy. It's good. It's a Monday. A depressing Monday. How about that? How about that with our picks? Now, I'm not personally depressed, but I'm not happy how our picks turned out and stuff like that. And we'll talk about that a little bit later. But yeah, watching the Hawaii tournament and look how disastrous our picks were, and then how good the weather is and how cold it still is here, buddy.
Yeah, it's cold.
I always told myself a long time ago, and this is a little different scenario. I said, when I get older, which I'm getting older, I'm not old yet.
Yeah, you're old already.
So I'm speaking here. So when I'm getting older, I told myself in the wintertime I didn't ever want to live in a place that I couldn't wear sandals and shorts in the wintertime.
Gross.
And I haven't been able to do that yet in 2025.
No grown man should wear sandals outside.
What are you talking about?
No grown man should wear open-toe shoes outside.
The world is built on sandals.
This is not the first century Christians. We don't wear Jerusalem cruisers.
Hey,
JC water walkers. We cover our toes.
I don't like socks. I don't wear socks. I hate socks. I don't like socks. I don't like draws. Draws and socks.
What are draws? Like ties in sports?
Underwear.
Hey, underwear.
It's draws.
The hell is a draw?
It's what your draws.
Like with an L? Are you saying that with an L?
You can spell it however you want. We're going to say draws.
Draws.
Like rolls with a D.
They're underwear.
DRAWLS. Draws.
Gotta get you and Colby on a show together someday because I don't understand half of what y'all say.
This is what, and you're from Louisiana, and you have a problem with all
draws. They're underwear, sir.
I don't know what
or
those
briefs, or boxer briefs, or boxers, or panties. Just call them man panties. That's even better than draws.
Oh, you think it's okay? I can't wear sandals, but I can wear women's panties.
Well, no, they're man. I said man panties.
We'll just stick with draws. How about that?
Draws. No one's going to know what you're talking about.
Everyone does.
You take a girl home and you say, "Excuse me, I got to go remove my draws." She's going to run out of there like somebody's chasing her with a knife.
Well, first off, if I got to remove my draws, they don't need to be there in the first place.
So I've already lost them already.
I've already lost them there. So that was terrible. That was terrible. I already lost them. If I have to do that.
If Johnny makes it home with a girl and his draws are still on, something has gone horribly wrong on that date.
It's a bad night. It's just like the weekend. It's like a bad weekend, night.
For the love of God, what are we doing here? Well, we're here to talk golf and all that implies, as it's our first recap show in a while. We hadn't done one of these. I almost forgot how I had to ask you before the show. I'm like, wait, what do we do on a recap show? What's that for again?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're going to get to the point where we're right and we're wrong. Listen, I'm not right all the time. I want to get it right. I don't have to be right. I want to get it right when it comes, especially when it comes to these picks. I study hard, and we have weeks like this. Unfortunately, it wasn't a great week for the matchups, and it wasn't a great week for our outright picks. But that's why it's so important that you have to follow the system every single week. I mean, that's why we're going to have ups and we're going to have downs. Our ups are really good, and our downs could be a week that we had just what we had. Didn't cash a ticket. 1, 2, and 1 on matchups, which is we never do that. I mean, that's rare that we have a losing week when it comes to matchups. But hey, listen, that's why there's 40 tournaments. So we just move on, get ready for the Amex. We'll talk about on Wednesday, but we'll recap this and kind of move forward.
Yep, and we had a playoff. It was a fun one. Nick Taylor defeats Nico Echeverria for his 5th career victory at the 2025 SONY Open. And you have Nick Taylor on your card quite a bit. I think you're kind of big on him. We know he's he's got now 5 wins, but he's still kind of an up-and-comer. I don't think he's reached his full potential on the PGA Tour yet. But he wins once again from a 2-hole playoff over Echeverria there in Hawaii to claim the 2025 SONY Open. Both of them reached 16 under in regulation. Taylor's last 3 victories have all been in extra holes, as he defeated, if we remember, Charlie Hoffman at the Phoenix Open last year. And, of course, the winning his National Open, the 2023 Canadian Open over Tommy Fleetwood with a 72-foot eagle putt. Taylor delivered heroics in a similar fashion there in Hawaii as he chipped in for eagle on the par 5 18th to tie for the lead in regulation to force extra holes. The win marks his 3rd since the beginning of the 22-23 PGA Tour season. In that stretch, only Scotty Scheffler, Rory McIlroy, and John Rahm have claimed more wins. Scheffler's got 9 in that time. Rory and Rahm have 4 each in that time, and Rahm won't be getting any more anytime soon, buddy. As he's one of those that we don't really talk about anymore.
Yeah, he felt like, he was a talking point for so long, when he was playing the PGA Tour, just by how he was playing and just some of the little bit of controversial kind of Rahm-ish things that he does, that's not really my favorite, but certainly a talking point. But going back to Nick Taylor, you look at a guy like that, he's had 3 wins in the past year. A calendar year per se. But it certainly seems like he needs 74, 75 holes to win a damn golf tournament. I'll tell you that, because all of his winnings are in overtime or in playoffs. Yep. So he just needs a few more holes to get it done. Maybe you need to change the PGA Tours to 75 holes, and he might win one in regulation. I'm not really sure, but yeah, he's just a guy that doesn't make a lot of mistakes. We initially went into the week, thought it was going to be, 20 under or so, and those events that you hate, par 70, 20. But the wind picked up, so it really hampered some of the scoring, especially on the weekend. But he just didn't make mistakes. He saw some of the other guys kind of falter a little bit, and he just continued to plot and steady as he does. And it turns out to be he wins in a playoff. So, good for him. I think he was a little bit, hurt last year that he didn't make the President's Cup team. I think that was something that maybe motivated him this year, and I don't know why he didn't. You have a guy that won twice, and so we'll see. I certainly don't think that. I certainly think he has a game to maybe win a major, maybe a U.S. Open, just because of how he plays. Not a lot of mistakes, doesn't hit a lot of foul balls, but I certainly don't think he can get it, to where you need to shoot 25, 30 under par.
Yeah, and he'll be playing, if he wants to, in Augusta again as he secures his 2nd straight invitation to the Masters in April. He'll also find his name on the tee sheet at the PGA Championship at Quail Hollow, as well as the Century next year if he wants to play there in 2026 to begin that season. He opened the final round 2 strokes off the 54-hole lead set by J.J. Spaun. He appeared to be an afterthought in the early goings. Finding his form around the turn, the Canadian caught fire with 4 straight birdies from numbers 8 through 11. His pinpoint wedge play continued to persist, but the putter presented issues for him as he missed birdie putts from inside 5 feet on 15 and 16. And I thought at that point he was cooked when he missed those. I thought, well, there's no way. It's going to take another freaking 72-hole or a 72-foot birdie or eagle or something late, which he almost got with that stupid chip in. But it seems like every time he's in contention, it's always at the last minute, and it's always in dramatic fashion.
Yeah, like I said, you saw some guys potentially make some moves. If you look at a guy like Steven Yeager on Saturday, shoots 62. That's what we bet against him on Sunday with Eric Cole. Reason being is, it's very difficult to follow up a low round 62, especially when it's the final round trying to catch the leaders with Steven Yeager. So Steven Yeager did kind of, he shot 3 under par 67. But he had a stretch there that he looked like he was in the lead or tied for the lead, and he just made a couple bogeys down the stretch. But a good push from some of those guys, but they just couldn't get it through. Another guy, Eric Cole, that we talked about, we had him matched up against Steven Yeager that started off 4 or 5 over after the first 5 or 6 holes, and he just couldn't catch up. And he ended up shooting 68, which is great. But with a start like that, trying to catch with that leaderboard so bunched up, you just can't make those mistakes, especially getting out of the gate. You got to come out strong, set the precedent. And Cole's play is a lot like, Nick Taylor is they don't make a lot of mistakes, and it was weird. I mean, he made a double bogey, I think, on the third or fourth hole, but he hit a cart path and he hit it out of bounds. So, do you look at that and say maybe it's not his time? He hasn't won on the PGA Tour yet. He will. I think he really has increased his length a little bit to be able to compete out there. Certainly a consistent player, Eric Cole. So look for him to win this year. Maybe, I don't know if it's next week. His game fits maybe like a Heritage, a Harbor Town, something like that. So look for good things with Eric Cole. But again, that bunched up leaderboard, Nick Taylor just steadied the ship, let those other guys make mistakes, and he didn't.
Taylor and Echeverry exchanged birdies on the opening playoff hole. They kind of set the stage for the grand finale there. After returning to the tee, Echeverry had the clear advantage as he split the fairway, and he found the putting surface in 2. Taylor laid up from the fairway bunker and nipped a beautiful pitch inside 5 feet. Echeverry misread the spread on his third and missed his birdie bid. Taylor rolled his 5-footer for his PGA 5th PGA Tour title. He said, it was a good quote, I thought, by Taylor afterwards. He said, quote, "I don't know. I just don't know. I didn't play 18 that second time exactly how I saw it to be able to hit a nice pitch, which I had earlier. And unfortunate for Nico to 3-putt there and open the door for me. I feel like I can rise to the occasion, and it's pretty fun, period," end quote. So he mentioned the word fun. Well, yeah, it's fun, Nick, when you're on your side of the playoff winnings all the time. But when you're the other guys, it's not quite so fun, especially when they 3-putt to lose it.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, they kind of, I don't want to say gave it to him, and when you don't birdie that hole, that really hurts you for sure. But can I ask? I don't know if Nick Taylor watches the show or not. I'm assuming that he doesn't. But I need to send him some clippers. Man, he looked like Teen Wolf out there. Man, that Teen Wolf out there, he looks like, I know he's from Vancouver, but Vancouver Grizzlies, I know that was the old NBA team, but that don't mean you got to come out there looking like Teen Wolf, dude. I mean, come on, man. You got to trim that down a little bit. Got to trim that down. I mean, man, it's just terrible.
I think it's great.
He just looked, oh man, it was terrible. It looked like he had a coat on.
You're talking about his lip or his arms?
His arms. It is his mane that he had on the back. Hey man, they got barbers on the PGA Tour. They can trim that up.
Shave your arms.
Why?
You can't shave your arms.
Sure you can.
No, because then the same thing happens to your arms that happens to your face. It just grows back thicker and more full. And then you have to shave it for the rest of your life.
That's okay. I mean, you try that with your beard. Try that with your beard. How about that?
I don't want to shave my beard. I like my beard.
And then you get Junies. Sometimes you can get June bugs on your, those aren't good either. But that's why you got to have lotion and talc powder. You got to take care of yourself.
I think it's a good look. He needs to
looking all rickety out there like you can't afford a haircut.
He probably can't afford a haircut. They're expensive these days. You know that.
They got hair. He wears a hat. I'm talking about body cut. That's why they got Mando, or what is it? Is it Mando, or that's the deodorant.
It is. It's not Nair for men.
Yeah, Nair.
Although I did see one of those things. I'm thinking about using that on some parts of my body that I don't like to shave. So maybe we can get them as a sponsor.
Clean it off with draws.
Nair for men. Just put it in your underwear and go to town.
Yeah.
That's what we're gonna do. It's going to be a good prank I play on you next time I'm over at your place. I'm going to bring a bunch of Nair in and sprinkle it in your drawers and your drawers over there.
Why?
Now, why is that? Why is underwear drawers and not drawers? Like I hear people call it drawers.
I don't know. They call it whatever they want. It's draws.
Just don't get it.
Okay.
I always thought I was kind of a country hick, but you and Colby out country hick me like beyond belief.
Now Colby is country. I'm not country. I'm just.
You're just weird. Like, where do these words come from that you use?
They're all over the place.
Ohio thing?
No.
A Central Ohio, Southern Ohio thing? I don't know. Like,
it's a Texas thing.
People in Cleveland don't say that. Like, they got better sense than that.
Who cares?
It's the greatest town in Ohio.
This show's been brought to you by Tom's Town. It's going to be a short show. It's going to be a short show.
By the way, in Kansas City, brought to you by Tom's Town from Kansas City.
I'll give Kansas City's better than most of Ohio, except for
Columbus.
Dublin, and Columbus is good. There's nothing wrong with Columbus. I mean, Columbus is the innovative new Austin, a little more liberal than I want it to be, but that's fine. I mean,
because it's a college town, though, right?
Well, kind of. I mean, people think it is. I mean, it's the 13th, 14th biggest city in the country. I mean, it's big. It's a bigger city when it comes to that. Maybe growing now, but It's just economic growth is never up and down. It's a steady climb due to the fact of medical and insurance and stuff is a prominent, very, very prominent there. So that's why you always have an uptick for Columbus. So
never heard anyone ever speak as kindly to Columbus as you do.
Well, they've probably never been there.
No, I mean, people from there, like, just they don't like
but
it.
These are, I just stated fact. I mean, the wintertime's tough, but the summers are great. It's as good as it gets from May to September. It's pretty nice.
I mean, if you don't like the Buckeyes,
that's the hard part, right?
Then why be there, right?
Well, it's a big city. I mean, it's not like you're going to Midlothian. I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
Midlothian? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, Midlothians.
I don't know what it sounds like. A planet. Is that a moon of Jupiter or something?
It's somewhere around here, I think. It's somewhere.
That's Midlothian. Yeah, that's over on the Dallas side.
They sell draws there.
No, they sell underwear in their Walmarts.
Get marks. Yeah.
I think it's as good a time as any right now to take a break. We're going to come back on the other side, go over some of the notables that played, and grade some of the players that were up near the top of the leaderboard. We are from the Rough right here on FanStream Sports. I'm Tim. That's Johnny. We'll be back after this.
Hello, sports fans. FanStream Sports.
Today's show is brought to you by Tomstown, a premier craft distillery based in Kansas City, Missouri. Discover their award-winning lineup, including double oaked bourbon, botanical gin, and double grain vodka, named the best craft vodka by the readers of USA Today. Available for online delivery in 40 states. Visit toms-town.com or their Kansas City distillery to explore more. Elevate your game with Tomstown, where history meets innovation. Please enjoy responsibly.
All right, guys, time to talk a little bit about Turf Life. You've seen the hats on our heads. You've been or seen the video of the studio. You've seen that the decals are all over the place. Turf Life. Man, it's the brand that salutes the consumer and industry players everywhere whose lives involve turf. What does that mean? That means if you play or have a business or, maybe you're a sports educator, you're going to be on turf at some point. So you live the turf life. So go ahead and tell everybody you live the turf life by having your Turf Life window decal or, the hat or the keychain or the something. Along that lines, just go to turflifeclub.com and become a turf head. That's what it's called when you live the turf life. You're now a turf head. And you can go join the club today, snag that window decal, or snag any other special Turf Life accessories and go over there to that website, which is turflifeclub.com, and get your stuff and show everybody that, man, I'm all about that turf life. And then you just kind of raise your coffee mug at them and go, yeah, turf life, baby. That's what it's about. And then that's the end of the commercial. Ding. That means it's done in microwave talk.
Hi, golfers. IndyCarTim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything. Turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It and Sip It. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there.
For more than 3 decades, Bob's Steak and Chop House has remained an icon of DFW restaurants. Why? Well, maybe it's because of Bob. He's fanatical about cleanliness and friendliness, and his food, oh my Lord, his food. If you've been there, you know about it. If you haven't been there, you should know about it. The original Bob welcomes you at either of his 2 locations, Bob's on Lemon Avenue or the sparkling new Bob's at Craig Ranch, McKinney.
Hey, listeners, make sure you check out the brand new FanStream Sports in-studio text line. You can reach us during any of our live shows or 24/7 at 214-937-0569. That's 214-937-0569. Text us 24/7 day or night, and we'll reply to you and make you part of the show.
Orion Golf Management Solutions. Orion Management Solutions has tailored its service packages just like it tailors its approach to customers. Some owners need more supervision, while others need periodic assessment of their short-term and long-term strategies and programs. Orion can be called in to develop a business plan with the existing staff, or we can assist with the daily management of a facility or event. Either way, We make sure the client is satisfied and understands the direction the facility needs to go in order to achieve the owner's goals. Orion Management Solutions can help with owner assistance service solutions, daily course management, business plan development, monthly operations, or as needed consulting services. Whatever your need, Orion Golf Management Solutions can help. Check out oriongolf.com.
Coming back at you. Now, more FanStream Sports.
Welcome back to From the Rough right here on FanStream Sports. I'm Tim. That's Johnny. We are FanStream Sports. You can find us at fanstreamsports.com, the FanStream Sports mobile app, our YouTube channel, or wherever you get your podcasts. We appreciate the subscribe, the like, the share, all of those great things that help spread the show. So not just you, but your friends can enjoy the ridiculousness and the sometimes very insightful golf knowledge from Johnny. Right here on From the Sports that we offer.
Sometimes
From the Sports, From the Rough. I just made up a new show. From the Sports. From the Rough. We might have to run with that and develop that a little bit. From the Sports. Kind of like
From
that.
the Sports. Yeah.
You got something there. So I developed a weird craving during the break right there, Johnny. As we are not in the same room, we're not in the studio, so we can't really talk to each other. But for some weird reason, I found myself searching for mail order peanut brittle during the break. I think I want some peanut brittle.
Peanut brittle? You like peanut brittle?
I love peanut. My dad used to make it at home, and it was the greatest thing ever. I love peanut. It's bad for my teeth because I have terrible teeth anyway. I'm missing about half of them. And the dentist usually look at me and go, yeah, we'll see.
No hope.
Yeah.
All that sugar, and
yeah. Well, you don't eat candy though. You don't like candy. You've never had a candy bar. Is that correct? Still?
I don't eat candy.
Yeah.
I'll eat a sweet tart or something every once in a while.
Right.
Or Nerds.
Right.
See,
I'm big on the Snickers, but I just don't crave sweets that much. So I don't eat, like sometimes Zach will bring me home a Snickers from the store and I'll usually eat about half of it and put the other half in the fridge for later and I forget about it. But like peanut brittle, man, I could go to town on some peanut brittle from back in the day.
I'm not even an ice cream guy. Nothing.
Me neither.
I mean, but that being said, you give me 40 bags of Doritos, I'll eat them.
You're a potato chip guy, huh?
Funyuns, Doritos, Grippos.
I don't know what
Man,
that is.
Grippos. Oof.
What are Grippos? Is that a brand?
Yeah, it's a brand. You can only get it in Ohio, but you get it. You have to wear a bulletproof vest to most places where you go get them.
Like in the sleazy gas stations and stuff.
They're tough. They're tough to find. But when I find them, I load up. They got hot popcorn. They got all kinds of stuff.
You don't think you can find Grippos online somewhere?
Yeah, they have an online store you can order it from. Yeah. But if you were just
they sell them at Amazon.
Yeah, you can get it, but they're like 4 times more expensive, like everything else. I got to buy some. I'll next break intermission. I'll crack open a little thing of this hot popcorn that they got. That's good. Ooh. And I love popcorn. They superintendent at the retreat bought me a popcorn machine for Christmas.
Oh, nice.
One of the good ones, like the big ones. So we kept it in my office there, and boy,
cool.
It's great. But the damn, I get cussed out every week because the people who clean the building and the work in housekeeping and stuff like that, they're tired of picking up all my popcorn shit from the floor.
Yeah, you're pretty messy.
No, I'm not. I'm not messy at all.
Yeah,
no,
I usually have to clean your place every time I come over and visit.
That is very incorrect, sir. Very incorrect.
Picking your dirty drawers up off the floor and they stick to the wall. And
they'll play. Stop. They'll play a joke to me every once in a while, and they'll put it on a sticky note. We found this on the floor, and there'll be just popcorn kernels right there on my desk.
Probably was.
Oh yeah, there is. They just get tired of cleaning my office. So
they're gonna ask for a raise. Look out.
Yeah. Well, I told him I'd give him a raise. It's not my choice though, but that's fine. I said, sure, I'll give you a raise. That don't mean it's going to happen.
I mean, when you're the boss, but you are.
Well, I'm one of them.
I wouldn't even know about that. I don't know anything. I just work here. I don't get paid to think.
Yeah.
We all know that's how it rolls. Yeah. Johnny, let's get into a little bit of the notables from the leaderboard at the 2025 SONY Open. Grade some of these good, fine folks. It was the first full field event of the season, but of course we didn't have like Rory doesn't ever hardly play out in Hawaii, and of course Scotty Scheffler is still dealing with his hand herpes. or whatever it is, gonorrhea that he's got all over his hand where he's not able to play golf right now. So we won't see him probably for another couple of weeks until he gets that gonorrhea herpes hand cleared up.
Well, he said he's going to play week after this week. I think he's going to play next week. That's on the schedule, at least next week.
We haven't seen Jordan Spieth either out there as he's trying to figure out what's going on with his game. Which, to be quite honest, I don't know that we're really missing anything with these guys. Maybe Rory I miss a little bit, but Scotty Scheffler and Jordan, I can just take it or leave it. Like, I don't even care. They don't. Well,
you don't like those guys in the first place, but they certainly, when they're in the field, it makes golf better, it makes the fields better, it makes the sponsors feel better. So they certainly move the needle with all the fans, except for you. You're not a fan of those two guys, but they certainly move the needle. I don't think Jordan's going to be playing for a while. Just, who knows? Did I see him out in Hawaii I thought I saw him out there. He didn't play. I don't know. I thought I saw him. I could be wrong. There was a clip of him and Smiley Kaufman in the water on a kayak or something. And I don't know if that was last year. Yeah, I'm being serious.
Sounds very romantic.
Yeah. And I was just like, what the hell is he doing out there if he's not playing? Maybe he just needs a vacation or whatever he needs. Not a bad place. The weather's been so terrible here in Dallas. Maybe he was just out there, maybe getting ready, get some sunlight. I don't know what he was doing, but they certainly move the needle. I don't know a time frame that they're Scotty Jordan's coming back. You don't really hear much. He's kind of had it close to the vest, but I've always preached that he needs to do what the Cowboys are doing right now. Just do a complete rehaul.
Fire their coach.
Just a new voice, man.
He wasn't fired, but
a new voice is good. Like, a new voice is good, and not to get into too much football talk, maybe the Steelers need that too, right? Just things that make, just a different way of saying the same thing, but in a different way. And I think that's, he's had Cameron McCormick, and I love Cameron. I do. I've had a lot of great conversations with Cameron McCormick. Great guy. I like the guy a lot, but he's been with him since he was 12 years old.
Yeah.
And sometimes that new voice and a new opinion on basically saying the same thing can certainly go in a different in a positive direction. Kind of like maybe a caddy. Michael Greller, is he going to stay happy with Max Homa? Who knows? It's no hard feelings. It's just different.
It's business.
Different sometimes is good. It's different business, sometimes is good.
So Johnny, I found this while you were yapping on about whatever it was you were just talking about.
Thanks. See, there is it. Right.
Now, this is from 2017. So unless they do it every year, it wasn't this year or last year. This is from 2017.
No, that wasn't it. It was they were out there. I thought, I don't know. Maybe it was they reviewed it or whatever. I don't know. But that certainly wasn't them. I don't know. Maybe I saw something that wasn't the picture that I saw.
Maybe he was out there. I don't know. He can do whatever he wants. Maybe he's fighting with the wife or the girlfriend or both. I don't know. And he's out there trying to run away from his kids and his problems like we all want to do. That's what we all want to do. We don't want to run away from the girlfriend, the wife, and the kids.
I don't need to do that.
No, you don't have any of those things.
That's correct.
So that's why your life is hunky-dory and you live such a great, smiling life. While the rest of us are forced to suffer. I don't have a wife anymore. I don't even have a girlfriend anymore.
Well, that's your fault. These are all you problems. These are all problems that you.
Any of you young ladies out there who'd like to make a piece of this yours, you can find me on social media at IndyCarTim, anywhere. Just private message me and we'll figure out how to get you to Dallas.
As you profile your bedroom. I don't know if that's really the right.
Yeah. It's probably not.
Probably.
I mean, I don't know what girl wants to deal with the stuff that I have on my walls here, my hats, my all my schedules for the teams I write for, and then all the junk, my medications I deal with over there. It's just I'm an open book.
Yeah, I'm sure they're running a sign up for all that.
I mean, I made my bed earlier, but then the dog messed it up. So look over there, I don't know. Got your little golf bag over there on the other nightstand. All right. I got to have two boom boxes back over here because I listen to two different radio stations at the same time sometimes.
So all you ladies out there in the DFW area, please chime in on how you want a piece of this guy. I mean, let's just.
Hey, one of these days, I'm going to have an adult bedroom set where all the furniture matches, because I've never had that since I was like 16.
Or dishes.
No, I have dishes that match because I was married for 16 years. I just took all our dishes, but I've been breaking a bunch recently though, so I don't know.
No, were you
Turning Greek?
Greek?
Yeah. Don't Greek at me, bruh.
Yeah.
So let's get into our second place contender here, the guy that missed the playoff or failed in the playoff, Nico Echeverria, 16 under for the tournament. He's going to have to wait for his third tour victory. He endured a rookie season riddled with inconsistencies. He's only 30. But this season, he's sort of early finding his groove. His final round 65 tied for the lowest of the day with Taylor and put him in a position to win for the second time since late October. He now has 2 runners-up finishes, a win, and another top 10 in his last 6 starts dating back to the FedEx Cup fall. This guy's going to break out soon, right? I mean, he has to.
Yeah, I mean, he's been in the circles for a while, having 2 PGA Tour wins in similar types of golf courses, old school Bermuda, grainy greens.
Mm-hmm.
He's being from South, I think he's Colombian.
Colombian.
So that's where you kind of he's used to these types of conditions when it's windy. And again, the old school Bermuda. He's one of the longest hitters on the PGA Tour. He's young, wiry. Golf swing is, if you look at it from my side as a coach, and it's not really technically sound, or it's nothing that I would teach, but it works for him. So, that's why you see maybe his ebbs and flows. He doesn't have that consistency. He's either right there or misses cuts. So, that consistency with the solid golf swing and mechanics, doesn't lend for him to be the kind of the polar opposite, a guy like Nick Taylor, who is the polar opposite. Mechanics are fantastic. That's why he's always steady. Nick Taylor, he missed 2 cuts last year.
Yeah.
So he has that model of consistency there. But, yeah, I mean, you're going to see the same thing with Echeverria. I mean, it's, he's going to win every couple years, maybe once a year. And, I don't really think he has the game or momentum to maybe potentially win a major, but you never know. You never know with him. He's young enough. He certainly got time.
At 13 under T6, my guy, as we'll get into reviewing our picks coming up in the next segment. Keegan Bradley, the U.S. Ryder Cup captain, entered the final round only 2 strokes off the pace and with intentions of finishing 1 spot higher on the leaderboard than a year ago when he fell in the playoff. He gave himself ample birdie looks, but putter let him down. He sent a birdie bid after birdie bid racing across the hole's edge. And all things considered, Bradley's 2 weeks in Hawaii were, I guess, a success. He claimed back-to-back top 15 finishes. I gave him an A-, by the way. I gave Echeverria an A because, you finish losing in a playoff, you're going to get an A probably.
Yeah, and these couple of weeks, you look at it, for a lot of different reasons. Last week, you see the guys who played last week had really good success this week. They kind of kicked off the rust last week with a short field, no cut. They're getting 4 rounds in. I had no problem with Keegan Bradley besides that stupid ass mustache that he's got, which kind of wears me out. It's like, dude, come on. I don't like whatever.
We need to do a from the rough fashion critics. None of these things that you're describing are at least as horrific and ridiculous as what's his face's pants. Who's the weird mustache guy? No, the weird mustache guy that I don't like.
Eric Van Rooyen?
Eric Van Rooyen and his ridiculous pants that he wears on the PGA Tour.
Monopoly man.
And I like Eric Van Rooyen too. Those pants.
A lot of those guys wear that. Justin Thomas, Eric Cole, they're wearing those joggers.
It's unnecessary.
Not for me, but
what would Jack Nicklaus be thinking about that right now?
I don't think he really I don't really think he gives a shit.
Think he wears those when he goes out to play?
He wore Sanzabels and yellow shirts. He's not really,
because that was the style back then. This isn't a style.
Yes, it is the style.
Joggers are not a style; they're a choice.
It is. The joggers are the style. Yes, they are.
I'm wearing some right now, but I don't wear them on the golf course.
Well, the kids that weigh less than 150 pounds can wear that stuff. We can't.
No,
yeah, they can get away with it.
It's terrible on me.
Parachute pants are coming back too.
I'm okay with parachute. Dude, I will wear those on the golf course. You watch me. I'm going to go, not that I could fit into my size 27 waist countdown parachute pants that I wore in middle school anymore. But
you said 27-inch waist?
Dude, I had a 27-inch waist in middle school, yeah.
Damn.
I had a 29-inch waist when I graduated high school. I was only 162 pounds when I graduated high school.
Man.
I know I got fat really fast.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard of the freshman 15, dude, but damn.
Well, even when I turned 20, I was still 180 pounds, but then I got married at 20, like almost right before I turned 21. And by 23, I was up at 205, 210.
You were still a freshman at 23, so that fits.
Like they'd keep me in college that long.
Yeah, Van Wilder.
T10 at 12 under. Russell Henley, the 2013 tournament champion, had eyes on possibly grabbing his second trophy. Heading into the weekend, touching the lead at various points. His undoing was a sloppy back nine on Saturday. He carded 3 bogeys on that side of the course in his third round, but remained a hair off the 54-hole pace. The steady play continues to deliver quality results. I gave him a B-.
Yeah, we had him on our card. I thought this was great. His putter let him down. He missed, I mean, just watching the coverage, he missed 4 putts inside 5 feet that not very good in terms of speed and line. So you can't have those. You can't miss those 3, 4, 5 footers if you're trying to win a golf tournament. If you're trying to finish 8th like he did or 10th like he did, certainly you can miss those. But when you're winning a golf tournament, those guys don't miss those putts. So, you know, this is his moneymaker. This is his ATM machine out there in Hawaii, especially this at SONY. And then he always plays well the week before too. He likes it out there with his success, but you know, his putter certainly let him down. And that's something I don't like seeing going into the season for Russell Henley.
At 11 under at T16, our boy Hideki Matsuyama. He's had all kind of scoring records at the Century, but he was held in check at the Sony Open. He tested a new putter after his first round because, I mean, why the hell not? But it was his ball striking that ultimately let him down. He struggled to find the short grass off the tee, ranked near the bottom of the field in terms of driving accuracy. 4 rounds in the 60s were enough to grab a top 20 finish, but he never really seriously threatened the leaders. I gave Matsuyama a C- for this week.
Yeah, I mean, you know, maybe a little bit more. I mean, maybe just a C or C+. I think it's very difficult, obviously, coming off a win. And coming off a win and playing a golf course that's prototypical, it's the polar opposite of what they played the week before. So, you know what, he finished 11 under. I thought that was a pretty good show. I think that was a pretty good showing, obviously coming off 36 under like he had last week. So I'll give him a little bit more. I maybe a C+, maybe a B-. I thought he was good. Like, again, you very rarely see guys, especially playing 2 different types of golf courses, that win back to back. You know, there's a letdown, right? How motivated are you to play after a win and things like that? So I'll give him a little bit better rating than you. I'll give him a B-.
Oh, wow. That is a little bit better. Yep. And then finally on our grades here, my fellow Canadian who missed the cut, and I'm throwing a big red F at him. All signs pointed to Corey Connors contending this week as he arrived off a top 5 finish at the Century, along with a solid run of form at Waialeale Country Club. But he was really slow out of the blocks to begin with, had an over par round on Thursday. He looked like he was ready to challenge on Friday, kind of clawed his way back into the cut, inside the cut line, but he made 3 bogeys in a 6-hole stretch on the back nine that left him 2 strokes off the cut. It's his first missed cut since the U.S. Open at 2023. I gave Corey Connors a big, flat, heaping, steaming F.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you miss the cut, certainly it's a failure, right? I mean, it's just the way it is. But if you looked at, we talked about that last week. On Wednesday you know, he played well. He played his 2 wins were in San Antonio, which all Bermuda grass isn't equal, right? So you look very new Bermuda grass like they played last week. He played well. His 2 wins at TPC San Antonio, very new Bermuda grass. It's almost putts like bent with the great grain. So those are new. Then you go to an old school golf course, very super grainy greens that you had this past week. We talked about it. I didn't like him just for that fact. I mean, he's one of the best ball strikers in the world. And if there's something that holds him back, is certainly his putting. When he puts solid or a little bit above average, he has a chance to win. That's how good it is. But, you know, his ball striking let him down a little bit, but not a lot. But again, he just didn't hold those putts on this type of green, on these type of old school grainy grainy 60-year-old greens that you have here, and that's what held him back. And we talked about that last week. That's why we didn't put him on our card.
Yeah, and I thought he'd show better here, but those, all it takes, even in a 72-hole tournament, is a stretch of 4 or 5 holes that you can't figure out, that you throw up 2 to 3 to 4, bogeys, and it can derail you depending on where, especially if it's on Saturday, that can derail you, or on Friday derail you for the cut line, and that's what it did with Corey. I expected better, but again, like you said, anytime you miss the cut, that is an F, brother. So he's out. Yeah. I may be denouncing him from Canadaism.
He on your list? You gonna put him on your list?
Man, he needs to be on. I need to have my own list like you have yours.
Rank your Canadian guys. So you got 5 predominant guys, right? Who's your guy?
Well,
so we got Mackenzie Hughes, Adam Hadwin, Corey Connors, Nick Taylor, and Taylor Pendrith. Pendrith is 1 for you.
Taylor Pendrith is number 1. Hadwin 2. Hughes 3. Taylor 4. Svensson 5.
Yeah, Svensson, he can't. Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably, I think so. Did I say Connors? Connors is last right now, so he's 6th or whatever.
How about this golf team? Think about this for a second. So Kent State was predominant in golf. So you have Pendrith, Mackenzie Hughes, Corey Connors, and for a year and a half, Adam Hadwin before he transferred to Louisville. How about that team?
Why do all Canadians go to Ohio to go to school?
Well, it's not far from where they're. It's not that far. First off, and Kent State had built a program for so long. Herb Page, the longtime coach there, got a lot of these Canadian kids to come down. The golf facilities are great. They played a great schedule, and they just kept steamrolling, and they kept those guys coming. In terms of they like playing for Herb Page and coming from Canada. I mean, shit, Ohio was warmer, right? And it wasn't highly recruited then. I mean, so Herb had a pipeline with these guys that they liked him and they took care of him. The foundation, if you play in for a national team, these foundations pay for your school. So it allows them to have some more money to recruit other players. And they were always stacked. Kent State was always better than Ohio State or anybody, even though you're playing in the MAC. They would contend for top 10 in the national championship for years and years. I could give you a list of my friends and guys that played there. Eric Frechette, Jimmy Loeb, just Ben Curtis. I mean, guys like that, that's really good players. I could go on and on of how good of a program that they've had for years and years. And they just had that Canadian pipeline, and they still do. John Mills, guys like that.
So my question would be, because Herb Page is still the golf coach at Kent State, still there.
He's on his he'll be coming. I mean, he's retired 2 or 3 times. He's got some good assistants, old players, but
he's
the figurehead. He's the figurehead. Yes.
He holds the title of head golf coach and the director of golf at Kent State. He's an alum of Kent State, of course. Took over in 1978. Here he has 10 top 10 national finishes. I'm sorry, 4 top 10 national finishes. 12, 08, 2000, and 2013. He's led the Golden Flashes to regional titles in 93, 01, and 2010. Why has he never won a national title?
That's a good question.
Loser. Because I'm telling you why right now. Because he's overrated. And
he's not rated.
You had 5 of the top 6 of all-time golfers from Canada, and you can't win a national collegiate title.
Listen, Linda.
Talent.
Listen, Linda.
Retire.
They weren't nearly as good. They weren't nearly as good when they got there that they are now. He develops. He gets them better. Just because they didn't win a national championship didn't mean they have a great team. There's a lot of good teams. No, it's not a failure. It's not. They were better when they left Kent State than they were when they got there. That's not a failure.
Yeah, because he was holding them back. They finally were able to figure out their talent after they left college.
No.
He got to get her page on the show. He needs to answer for his crimes.
There's no crimes. I mean, there's no crimes. Yeah. He didn't. No, there's no crimes. He's the best golf coach in Ohio. I mean, that's for sure. So he's in the Hall of Fame.
That's like saying he's the best trumpet player in the Chuck E. Cheese band.
Here's the deal. You should learn about Ohio golf. How about that?
Why?
Jack Nicklaus is from there. He's terrible.
What'd he ever do?
Nothing. Exactly. You don't wear draws.
Why do you hate Jack Nicklaus so much? I mean, I know why, but you can't really talk about it. But that's okay. He's a beloved figure in the sport. You know that.
Who's better, Tiger? Who's the best player of all time?
Jack.
No, I would say Tiger myself, but
I mean, it depends on what you're grading the greatest on. Okay, if you want achievements and accomplishments, it's Jack.
Yeah, I mean, okay.
Best raw talent in the history of the sport, Tiger.
I wouldn't even say Tiger is the best raw talent. I've seen. I mean, talent-wise,
Annika Sorenstam.
No, there's a lot more talented guys. Tiger will even tell you there's a lot more talented guys than him.
Yeah, but he worked hard.
Yeah, so he had.
I don't know that anybody ever worked as hard as Tiger.
VJ, maybe. I mean,
maybe.
VJ. I mean, he didn't have shit else to do.
No.
I mean, but there's some guys that there's so much money out there now. All these guys are working hard. I mean, you don't see. Well, I'll take that back. You do see guys that don't work hard. Those are the guys that don't make cuts. I mean, it's there's too much money. It's too competitive. You know, these guys, you don't see very many, unfit tour players anymore. You just don't. I mean, it's just like it used to be. Again, there's too much money, too much fame and notoriety because of Tiger, right?
I mean, I guess I love these episodes where we argue about the best or the worst or whatever, but we have to agree her Page is an incredibly overrated human being on the face of the earth, right?
I'm not agreeing. What are you talking about? Take that back.
I'm just trying
if we want to get him on the show, it's certainly not the way to go about it. Trust me. I mean, no.
I'm going to ask him as soon as he comes on the show. I'm going to say, Herb, who's the most talented Canadian golfer you ever coached? And why the hell did you not win a national championship with him? Why did you waste his talent in college? Answer that.
They got to have more than two or three players. I mean, I'm going to tell you something. Mackenzie Hughes wasn't really that good coming into college. Yeah. Adam Hadwin had to leave.
He's not that good.
Taylor Pendrith couldn't hit it. He couldn't hit it in the ocean from Ohio. So it's just he developed. He got them better. I mean, I could tell you a guy off the top of my head was way more talented than all those guys. One of the most talented guys I've ever seen play golf. I mean, I won't mention his name yet, but you've never heard of him, but no, I said that plays golf.
I play golf,
not talks about golf.
Oh.
But he's had a lot of great talent and he's done well again, but you made it right. It's an Ohio school.
It is. And it's Kent State.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's the site of the Kent State killings. They wrote a song about it.
When was that? 1971 or 2 or something like that?
No, 68, 67. I mean, there's a shame we don't have any way to look it up. To find out when it was. May 4th, 1970.
Yeah, I thought it was in the 70s, but
Fordhead in Ohio. The lyrics are famous. I mean, where was Herb Page then? What was he doing on that day?
Well, I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I don't
have anything to do with that?
No, probably not. Was he even in school yet? Herb's old.
Well, he'd have been 19 years old.
Yeah,
he
probably.
was born in 51, so he'd have been 19 years old. So he was probably on campus.
Yeah, he probably stopped it. That's how good of a guy he is. He probably stopped shooting.
We need to get him on and ask him.
You
think he'd be mad if we invited him to come on the golf show?
I don't
to talk about golf, and our first question was, where were you during the Kent State shootings?
I don't know him that well, but I got some links to him. But he's an awesome guy. Every time
I'm sure he is. I'm joking. Everything I'm saying about him, I'm joking. He's a great dude.
Yeah, he is great.
I like to have fun on the show with people who aren't here.
Yeah,
just like I do when you're not on the show and I do a solo show. I have all sorts of fun at your expense.
Yeah, I listen to it. We try to edit that out.
Well, it's usually live, so I can't edit it if it's live. It's just what we do around here. All right, it's time to have some more self-deprecating talk as we're going to go over our picks for the winners and top 10, top 20, ham sandwich, all that good stuff for the SONY Open. Here we are now that it's done, and eat some crow. We'll do all that on the other side. We are From the Rough right here on FanStream Sports. We'll be back after this.
Hello, sports fans. FanStream Sports.
Orion Golf Management Solutions. Orion Management Solutions has tailored its service packages just like it tailors its approach to customers. Some owners need more supervision, while others need periodic assessment of their short-term and long-term strategies and programs. Orion can be called in to develop a business plan with the existing staff or we can assist with the daily management of a facility or event. Either way, we make sure the client is satisfied and understands the direction the facility needs to go in order to achieve the owner's goals. Orion Management Solutions can help with owner assistance service solutions, daily course management, business plan development, monthly operations, or as needed consulting services. Whatever your need, Orion Golf Management Solutions can help. Check out oriongolf.com.
Hey, listeners, make sure you check out the brand new FanStream Sports in-studio text line. You can reach us during any of our live shows or 24/7 at 214-937-0569. That's 214-937-0569. Text us 24/7 day or night, and we'll reply to you and make you part of the show.
Today's show is brought to you by Tom's Town, a premier craft distillery based in Kansas City, Missouri. Discover their award-winning lineup, including double oaked bourbon, botanical gin, and double grain vodka, named the best craft vodka by the readers of USA Today. Available for online delivery in 40 states. Visit toms-town.com or their Kansas City distillery to explore more. Elevate your game with Tom's Town, where history meets innovation. Please enjoy responsibly.
In 1993, Bob opened the original Bob Steak and Chop House on Lemon Avenue. 32 years later, the original Bob still greets you at the original Bob's. And now his sparkling new Bob's at Craig Ranch has opened in McKinney. Same fantastic beef and fresh seafood at these two Bob's, each run by the Bob. Bob's Steak and Chop House.
Hi, golfers. IndyCarTim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, grip it and sip it. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there.
Hello, folks. Let's talk a little bit about turf life. What is turf life? It's pretty much, if your life involves turf in any way, shape, or form, you live the turf life. Go ahead and brand yourself with the turf life. Maybe a back window decal, maybe a hat. You know where you can get those kinds of things to showcase that your life revolves around sports and or anything that involves sports. If it's a sports business or sports education or just your enjoyment of the outdoors, head over to turflifeclub.com. Become a turf head. Join the club today. You can do that by going to that said website that I just told you to go to. You can snag your window decal like I was talking about, or any of your other turf life accessories. Show everybody that you live the turf life, and we'll see you there over there at that turflifeclub.com.
Coming back at you. Now, more FanStream Sports.
Welcome back to From the Rough right here on FanStream Sports. I'm IndyCarTim. That guy over there, Johnny the Gerber, PGA of America member here, as we recap the failures at the SONY Open and champion the winner, Mr. Nick Taylor of the SONY Open. Every preview show, boys and girls, if you're unfamiliar, we offer Johnny's winning picks, his 3 winners, his ham sandwich, which is his long shot, and then he'll give you a couple of top 10s, a couple of top 20s. And then, of course, on Saturdays and Sundays, we offer the matchups for you, his winning matchups, to follow along for the entire PGA Tour season. You can find all of those right here on the show as we do our previews on Wednesdays, 5 o'clock Central, or later that day, wherever you get your podcasts. From the Rough Golf Podcast from FanStream Sports. You can also find it at fanstreamsports.com, our YouTube channel, the mobile app, or again, wherever you get your podcast. We would appreciate a subscribe, a like, a share, all those good things that help the show grow, that help make us, honestly and shamelessly, to make money and be famous. That's really all we're in this for. It's all. I mean, Johnny's already got money and fame. I'm just trying to ride his coattails and maybe get a little bit of my own. I mean, I found a pair of shoes I liked at the thrift store, but they were $30, and I got to get $30 to go buy those shoes. So somebody throw some sponsorship dollars our way as well. So
nobody's listened to your crying the blues for shoes. Who wears shoes anyway? Sandals. You wear sandals, you ain't got to worry about it. You ain't got to worry about socks. You got to worry about draws. You wear sandals, you ain't got to worry about any of those two things.
Please cover those things, those talons up.
I mean, I got nice feet.
Go get a petty. When's the last time you had a pedicure?
Never.
What? Why would you not get a pedicure if you're going to show your feet off to people?
Because I clean my own feet. I don't like people touching me like that.
No, I don't either. But I used to get the mani-pedi and facial twice a month way back when I was young and had money to afford that stuff. I loved it.
Hey, for the most part, if I don't know your last name, I don't want you touching me. I don't want you giving me a massage.
These girls, you would appreciate touching you. Trust me.
No massages if I don't know you. I don't know you.
Speaking of touching me, just throwing that out there in case she's interested.
If he don't start playing better, I might
have a shot, huh?
You might have a shot.
I could probably beat right now. I bet I could beat him in a 9-hole. Me shooting from the reds, him shooting from the blacks or golds. I bet I could beat him.
No chance.
I could.
No chance.
Hell, I'll even use. You know what?
52 does not beat him.
I will even use. I'm hitting from the reds. I'm gonna hit every green.
It doesn't matter.
I'm gonna hit every green in one, even the par 5.
A green's not 10 yards from you. You know that, right?
Tell you what, I will only use a driver, a 7-iron, and my putter, and I will beat him on 9 holes.
So you think you need less of an advantage to beat him, not more, right?
Oh, I'm trying to make it fair for him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, and the winner gets to have the first baby with her.
What is this? What's that movie with Robert Redford and Demi Moore? Indecent Proposal.
Indecent Proposal.
Is that one?
Such a dark movie.
They were playing pool, but they're playing pool, but now it's on the golf course, right? Why don't you remake that? Remake it.
No, because if I'm in it, it's going to be called Indecent Exposure.
Yeah.
Well, let's get into our picks for the 2025 Sony Open. Of course, I give my what we call the dartboard picks that are just for fun, that I literally am throwing darts at a board, as I learn to make picks the last 3 years from Johnny. Johnny's are for money. Mine are for fun. Let's get into mine. And you said mine weren't too terribly bad, Johnny, when you saw mine on Wednesday when we did the picks.
No, I didn't think they were bad at all until the results of them. But my initial thought, I didn't think they were bad. You had some good knowledge. You had some good backup why you're picking them like I do. You certainly are learning, that's for sure. So it's getting better. You've won a few times. I mean, you've won, not winners, but you've had top 10s. And, but you're learning. It's, for the amateur player, and we talk about all the time, just follow the system, man. Like I said,
follow Johnny, not me.
Yeah, if it's $1, that's fine. If it's 10, if it's 100, whatever it is, you just bet the same every week. Listen, this stuff is hard, but every once in a while,
it's worth it.
And we're at a point right now. I don't even want to see your picks. I just want to be shocked on Wednesdays what you kind of garbage you have. But most of the time it is garbage. But now
it is.
This week it wasn't. There was valid. I liked it. All these guys. Daniel Berger's played well there in the past. Keegan Bradley coming off a great week, a solid week last week, and Davis Thompson.
Yep.
You just like to say Davis Thompson so you can see the picture. I mean, that's why you like him on your card. Yeah.
That's why he goes on my card ever, is because, of course, she will be mine. So my top 20 for those listening on the audio portion of the podcast, Daniel Berger, I had in my top 20. He missed the cut. Davis Thompson, I had in my top 10. He missed the cut. My winner, though, that I had was Keegan Bradley. And as Maxwell Smart used to say on one of my favorite 60s TV shows, missed it by that much, as he was T6 there in Hawaii. But now it's time for everybody's favorite segment. Let's get into the picks that Johnny missed.
That is correct. I mean, thank you. Yeah, it wasn't a great week, guys, to be honest with you. Even with our matchups, we were 1-2-1 on our matchups this week. We are 4-3-1 total for our matchups. So on the profit side, just a little bit, but listen, if you can look, if you see on the screen what we are, Russell Henley certainly at T10 finish. We chronicled the reasons why. He's a bulky putter, kind of hurting there, so killed us. Taylor Pendrith, I thought he'd have a better shot after coming off a great weekend in Maui at the Century. Ben Griffin was there for a long time, had a really bad Saturday, and just really couldn't catch up. Tom Hoagie, same thing. On the first day, he's one back of the lead, and just kind of continue to falter from there. This is a perfect golf course for Tom Hoagie. He's going to win a Sony. Trust me, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Tom Kim shooting 78 on Saturday kind of took him away from, and he also lost us a matchup by one shot on yesterday. Maverick McNeely, another disappointment, another good golf course for him. I think he got caught up in the bad draw with the wind and some of the conditions. And our 2 top 20, Siwoo Kim, no missed the cut. Patrick Desire missed the cut. But again, when you see these 10, 45, 45, 65, 45, those aren't good. These aren't good. These are positions that we don't like to be in. It's a rare week that we didn't cash a ticket. So we are a little bit behind. But last year, going into the first couple months of the season, we were still in the red and still never on the positive side. And we turned it around to get a little over $6,000 of net profit. So we're minus $910 for the year if you're betting $100 per unit. And again, 4, 3, and 1 on our matchups. And like I said, this is important. Play the same system every week because next week we're potentially going to have some winners and kind of catch up. But we are a little bit in the red. So we're certainly going to get back at it this week and Wednesday and give you the picks on for the American Express.
Very good. So there you go. There's your explanation. Again, follow us on social media. I am at IndyCarTim. He is at J Gerber PGA Pro. I'm on all of the ones on X, Blue Sky, Threads, of course, Instagram, Facebook. You can find Johnny on X and on Facebook and on Instagram. We'll throw all of the picks at you the day before. On Wednesday, the day before the first tee time, we'll have those, and then we give you the full preview on Wednesdays at 5 p.m. Central right here on FanStream Sports on From the Rough that you can find later that day on the audio podcast, or go watch it live on fanstreamsports.com and our YouTube channel. Just go search FanStream Sports on YouTube. Give it a subscribe. Click that bell so you get notifications when we go live. Ding, 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 ding. But that's going to do it for our show this week on our first recap show of the season. In probably a couple of months, we haven't been able to do those because of Johnny's golfing schedule.
That's right.
As we're now stealing time from his golf games, but that's okay. We do it for the people, the little people who listen to our show, not midgets. I mean, just I'm talking about people that aren't as tall.
I'm sure midgets are right. They like little people.
Well, I meant people that aren't as tall as us. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh.
We do it for them. We will be back on Wednesday to preview the American Express out in La Quinta, California. I think that's the correct pronunciation. La Quinta.
Next to Denny's.
Are we sure it's not on fire?
No, they're in the desert. They're not even close to LA.
I mean, they're a long way. They're out near Palm Springs, right? That's where La Quinta is.
Yeah.
But you never know, man. It's windy out there. But of course, again, with all of that crap happening out there, thoughts and prayers from FanStream Sports to everybody dealing with that tragedy that should never have happened. But we won't get into politics on this show.
Be a little careful in a few weeks. I mean, the LA Open's right there in Pacific Palisades. We'll see. Well, it's there. I mean, Riviera is not going to. I don't think it was affected by it, but it could. There's something could be going on. I'm not saying. I'm in terms with how you're going to get the people, and I don't know. Just pay attention to maybe some news that's going to be coming up soon about what they're going to do with the Riviera tournament.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll help give our helps. But again, thoughts and prayers from all of us at FanStream Sports, everybody dealing with that horrible thing. And then those on the East Coast still dealing with Hurricane Helene in western North Carolina that apparently the entire nation has forgotten about, but they're still dealing with power outages and flooding situations there.
Well, P. Diddy's getting some reprieve here. Everybody talking about P. Diddy now, all these disasters. P. Diddy's probably clapping in jail. Everybody's talking about these disasters instead of him.
I don't know if he's clapping in jail, but I guarantee you he's getting clapped. That's going to do it for us. I'm IndyCarTim. That's Johnny. We'll be back on Wednesday to preview the American Express right here on FanStream Sports. Look for us on social media. Until then, boys and girls, y'all keep hitting them straight.